Hello, 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 hello. Josue back again with another video on Hear Me Raw. So today I want to talk to you guys about relationships. And relationships are big, you know. Relationships are important. You know, absolutely love my alone time. I love my alone time. I love being alone in nature. I love being alone at home. I love just being alone and just being with myself. But at the same time, even when you're alone, even when I'm alone, I'm not truly alone, you know? Yes, I might not be physically next to anybody else or communicating with anybody else, but I'm communicating with myself. That is like that's my special time. That's a time that's necessary for all of us. We all have to kind of retreat every now and then and tune out all the voices, tune out all the noise, and then just be with ourselves, you know? And when I talk about relationships, everything in the universe is about relationship. Nothing in the universe stands on its own. So to think that we are separate, like we need each other to survive. There's no other way around it. We can't survive on our own. We need each other. Every animal needs every other animal. Like every species that's on this planet is here for a reason, and they play an integral part. Like the earthworms, the caterpillars, the bees, the plankton in the oceans, you know, the whales, the dolphins, the elephants. Like they all play a part. They all have their role. The wasps, like they all have their role. They all do something. They all bring something to this planet, and it's all a relationship. We are all in a relationship with each other. We codepend on each other. That's how the universe works. That's how everything works, because we are all one, and together we make all of this happen. We make all of this happen together. But as you can see, as humans, we have a hard time with relationships. We have a hard time with relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, whatever you name it. It's just, it's like terrible. Relationship with other species, of course, it's like we don't even know what's going on. It's like we see ourselves as separate from other people. We see ourselves as separate from the animals. So, you know, with that separation comes the ability to do crazy things like slavery, Holocaust, and now the Holocaust with the animals that's going on a daily basis. You know, every day everybody's sitting down around like the dinner table with like dead flesh on their plates, you know. Every holiday it's like, ooh, let's kill more animals and let's celebrate and let's kill animals and let's watch people hit each other on TV. You know, whether it's boxing, MMA, football, whatever, everyone's getting injured. And it's just like, what's going on? Like, how can we sit there and watch all of this? But it's the separation. The separation is the root cause of it all. And to be honest with you, like the separation, I believe, starts with the food. Like the food is where it starts, in my opinion. The food puts us in a state to where we can, you know, to where we disconnect with ourselves. You know, the food distracts us long enough so that way we forget about ourselves. And then once we forget about ourselves, we feel very much empty. And we go out there to try to find something outside of us because we have no idea of what's inside of us because we have disconnected ourselves from it. But the truth is we can never truly disconnect ourselves. It's just that we bury our true voice. We bury our true selves under all these false laws and all this false information that we're getting from the food. And so now we're out there searching and searching for something outside of us, but that's been inside of us all this time. You know, and we try to find it in material things. We're trying to find it in other people. We try to find it in drugs, you know, TV, celebrities, like whatever you name it. Like we're just trying to find what's already in here. We're just trying to find, essentially we're just trying to be happy. We're all in the pursuit of happiness. That's it. That's it. That's all we really matter. Everything that we do it because we think it's going to make us feel better. But we got to realize all these external things that we get, they're all temporary. Even the goals that we set for ourselves, when we achieve them, the happiness we get from them is temporary. And then once we achieve them, it's on to the next thing. So we're always chasing. And if we never truly find that happiness within us, if we never discover and cultivate that happiness within us, then we'll always be thinking that happiness is outside of us and that happiness is out of reach. And then we get to a place where we're just like living and thinking that suffering is normal. You know, we're thinking that life is suffering. And many people literally believe that life is suffering. But I'm here to show you that that's not the case. You know, life is what you make it. So if you say that life is suffering and you believe that life is suffering, then you will suffer. You will find things to suffer. But if you believe that life is about joy, that life is happiness, life is just Life is about creation, expression, and being yourself. If you believe that that's it, you do that and you're gonna be happy. No matter where you are, it doesn't matter. You will always find something to be happy about. You have that power. It is up to you. Like you can make that decision. So like I say, it does truly start with the food. Because we all eat, and they really do have control over the food. That food puts us at a low vibration. Is very addicting, you know. So it's like a drug that everybody is like, you know, promoting. Everybody's promoting it, you know. Like I did a post on Instagram about like cooked foods. It's a quote by Woody Harrelson. I forget how the quote goes, but he says like, you know, he doesn't have any temptations outside of like non-vegan food, but cooked food, that's the thing. And the cooked food addiction is so real. I'm telling you, it is so real. And I would never would have thought that it was real until I went raw, until I saw what the cooked foods did to me, until I saw how it felt. And yet the cooked food doesn't feel good to me and whatever, but I still crave it. Like, it is very addicting. And when you start eating it, you can eat so much of it. And the thing is, it doesn't really add much to my experience. It doesn't really benefit me as much. Like, it doesn't have like that water. It's not living. I don't eat it and just feel like alive, you know. So it's totally like, I believe the introduction to fire was a slippery slope. We started cooking our foods. Next thing you know, we started actually frying our foods, and now we're microwaving our food. So we're just being more impatient with the food, even though like we could just eat the food from nature that's already cooked, and we don't have to wait for that. You know, we wait till it grows, but nature takes care of most of that work. But now we're taking these foods out of the ground, we're cooking them, and we're getting impatient. So now we're microwaving our foods. Like we're literally nuking our foods. And what we do to our food, we do to ourselves. So we're nuking ourselves. So, you know, we end up eating all the time. Now we're not just eating, but we're also drinking alcohol, we're drinking coffee. So let's get away from all that. But yeah, that's where it starts. And once you're in that vibrational state, it's very easy to get you into other things, to get you distracted into other things, because now you've completely forgot about yourself, and now you're just gonna keep on looking, and you're gonna keep on buying things. So it's an endless cycle. And I've been getting myself out of that cycle, and honestly, like, what did it for me was when I changed what I was eating. When I changed what I was eating, I was able to get more energy. I was able to have a new perception of life. Life was different for me. If you can see life differently, if you can think about life differently, your whole world changes. You know, I want to do this video about the fact that you can literally change your world. Like, how you feel inside is what's going to happen on the outside. And the easiest example I could say for this is the fact that if you're like pissed, if you're really pissed at somebody, or you're really pissed at something, what happens? Then you are mad at everybody. Nobody can please you when you're angry, because your internal world determines your external world. If you're pissed on the inside, you'll be pissed on the outside. Nothing on the outside will make you happy, because you'll be pissed. You reflect. Life is reflection. The outside world, your body, everything that you see, everything that you experience is literally reflecting you back at you. Like when the Bible says that God is everywhere, and literally God is within all of us. So whatever you see, it is all a reflection of you. It is all a reflection of you. If you want to know what's going on with you, just look around you. Look in your environment. Look at what you see. What you see out there when you look, that's what you see in yourself. So like I realized when I started like being more loving and being more accepting of myself, being more tolerant, being less judgmental, and doing all these low practices, you know, on and on, doing the affirmations, the meditation. I started doing that. I started noticing that the world around me was changing. What I was seeing in the world was changing. I started seeing beauty in the world. I started seeing magic in the world. I started seeing synchronicities. I started seeing, you know, all these coincidences that didn't really make sense, like these things that just kind of added up. And I also started seeing that my thoughts were becoming my reality, because what I was focusing on would come into my life. It would show up in my life, and I would just be like, And honestly, I don't have to do much. Like, you don't have to do much for what you want to come into your life, because the thing about it is, if it's something that you truly want, something that you truly desire, and that gets you, that, you know, that makes you happy, whatever you need to do to make that happen, it won't feel like work. It'll be fun. Whatever it is, it'll be fun. Like before, when I was reading books, I hated them. But now when I'm reading books, I love it, because it's something that I care about. So it's like, it's fun. It's not work anymore, and I'm really into it. Making these videos, it's not work for me. Some people would think, you know, getting in front of a camera and talking, like, that's work. But this is not work for me. This is just fun. This is just me being me. and just expressing myself in my favorite way to express myself. And you know, and ever since I started expressing myself truly, authentically, not trying to please nobody, whew, it's like a whole world has been lifted off my shoulders, you know, like I can, like, who are you trying to please? Who are you trying to please? We spend our whole lives trying to please people, trying to, you know, look good, trying to look good for everybody, making everybody think we have a perfect life. But there's no such thing as a perfect life. In fact, an imperfect life is a perfect life. Life is meant to be imperfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. If it was perfect, what would be the point of it? You know, the fact that it's imperfect, you know, you go through these challenges, you go through these struggles, you go through these things, and these things that you choose to go through them because you want to expand. You want to see how true to yourself that you can be. You want to see, like, what circumstances you could put yourself into and still come out of. You want to be that flower that's growing out of the concrete. That's what you want to be. You want to see how powerful you are. You want to see how much you are. Like, what can you come back from? Like, it's a challenge. It's a video game, you know? Like, this is the fun part. Going through all the struggles and all the stress and all this stuff, that's the fun part. It's like, how are you going to handle that? Are you strong enough to handle that? And yes, you are. And everything, there's so many messages around you showing you how strong you are. You just have to own your power. You have to decide that you're bigger than your circumstances. You're going to have to decide that you are not a victim. You are not a victim to your circumstance. You are not a victim to your environment. You are not a victim. You are not a victim. You are a creator. You are an alchemist. You make things happen. You have always made things happen. Ever since you came here, all you've been doing is making things happen. That's all we do. We create. We are creators, and we create in so many different ways. We express ourselves in so many different ways. God is expressing himself, herself, itself, in so many different ways. Whatever you want to call it, the universe, energy, vibration, it is all one. Like, literally, it's vibration. We're all like vibrating off of each other, back and forth, reflecting each other at each other. And it's just like, it's a beautiful thing. It's like this. I really, honestly, I don't know what more you could ask for in the world. Like, people who think like this world is suffering, but honestly, all of it, everything that this world includes is actually pretty amazing. It is pretty amazing. It is, I don't think I could think of a better world. And that's another thing too, like surrendering. Surrender, and then you will see that you don't have to be in control of everything. And once you release control, you'll have more energy to enjoy life, to enjoy yourself, and to follow your dreams. But yeah, so your internal world definitely affects your external world for sure. Like, go ahead, practice it. Whenever you see look at how you're feeling, and then look at how everything is going on around you. Look at how you're feeling, and look at how your relationships, because your relationships are gonna reflect how you're feeling. Because especially like romantic relationships and like family, people that you are around a lot, you know, those ones are like gonna reflect even more of you because they've been around you longer. And those ones can be more challenging because there's just a lot of history there. So pay attention. Pay attention. If you want to if you want to heal your relationships in your life, the most important relationship is the one that you have with yourself. Focus on that one. Literally, just focus on that one. That's all you really got to do is focus on your relationship with yourself. Look at how you react to situations. Look at how you react to people. The thing about it is, a lot of us are reacting. So we have to get to the point where we're like, okay, looks like I reacted to this, and why am I reacting to that? Like, where did this, like, reaction come from? Like, what haven't I dealt with? What is inside of me that reacted to that? That there's a vibration in you that matched that vibration and just went straight for it. And you weren't able to, like, breathe and do something different. So now that's what you got to do. Once you start realizing that you've been reacting, now when you get into the moment, you can just take a little break and just, before you say anything, just breathe and just, okay, what am I feeling? What's coming up? You know, why do I feel this way? And you can tackle them one by one. In every relationship, you know, you can just, you work on it. You work on it by working on yourself. You don't take it personally. You don't blame the other person for what they're saying, and you also definitely don't blame the other person for bringing something negative out of you. Instead, you should be thanking them for bringing something negative out of you, and to say, thank you for being my reflection. Thank you for showing me that I had this inside of me, because I had no idea. But it's all about you. Just work on yourself. Work on yourself, and next thing you know, like I said, the internal world affects the outer world. So once you heal those relationships within you, next time you meet that person, it'll be completely different. You can even do this in meditation as well. When you're meditating, think about a relationship that you're having a hard time with. You know, have a conversation in your mind. Visualize the conversation in your mind. You know, remember like how the last interaction went, and if it wasn't a good one, go back to that interaction and relive it in your own way. If you said something bad then, say something better now in your head. Relive it, because your imagination, you're literally, your mind doesn't know the difference between like the physical world and what you're thinking about. Your dreams are as real to you as is this world. Anything you imagine is as real to you as anything you see in the physical world, because there's really truly no physical world. It is all in our imagination. This just seems more real to us. So use your imagination to your benefit. So yeah, so that's my video on relationships, like how to heal it. If you want to heal your relationships, because it is all about relationships, is to work on the one that you have with yourself. Keep focusing on yourself, help yourself first. Be a little selfish, you know, be selfish in helping yourself, and just know that when you're helping yourself, when you're taking care of yourself, you can better take care of others, and you can be more of yourself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not cultivating the love within you, if you're not expressing yourself, and if you're too busy changing yourself to please others, then there's less of you to offer the world, and then now the world is missing out on you. And it's no different than like an animal going extinct. Like, we need you. We need you. We don't want you to die. Like, let's bring you, let's wake up. Let's wake up to our true selves. Let's wake up and be in tune with our higher self, which is love. You know, if we can connect to our higher self and stay there as long as possible, you know, every day do it more and more. You know, you fall off, you know, maybe you get a little egotistical, just get back up. You know, growing up, when you fell down, you got back up. So always get back up. You fall down, you get back up. This is gonna be a long journey. It's not like you overcome it once and that's it. It's not like that. It's something that you're gonna do over and over and over again. Life is gonna keep throwing challenges at you. Life is very, very life is very tricky, man. Like, it will bring you challenges no matter what, no matter how high you get. Like, challenges will come. In fact, the more you awaken, the more you awaken to your power, the more you are creating, and you know, you're just seeing like, okay, how much further can I go? More challenges come, and you'll never see them coming, and then it's fun. It's literally like a video game. I like to think of life as a video game. Life is what you make it. So for me, life is a game. The world is my canvas, and you know, it's all about believing. It's all about getting in tune with yourself and really remembering who you are. You know, there was this one quote that said that, you know, we're living in this world that gives us the decision to, like, we can decide that we are God. Instead of being told that we are God, we can decide that we are God. So instead of being told that you create your reality and just being told that, it's something that you have to decide to believe. You have to decide that, you kind of have to see that power within you. And, you know, I speak about it all the time, and before I started realizing it, I was watching videos on it as well, but it wasn't until I experienced it. It wasn't until I became more aware, more conscious, and I fell in love with living, that I realized that my internal world was my outside world. I had to really live it. You know, you could read all the books you want, you could watch all the videos you want, but you need to apply it. You need to go out there and apply the knowledge. You need to go out there and go into nature, or, you know, you need to get out of your mind and into your body. Do some meditations. Go within. Like, it's very important that you start applying these. Do the affirmations. Reprogram your subconscious mind. Be careful of what you feed your senses. It is very important to do all of these things to put yourself on track to really realizing your power, because we're always creating no matter what. We are always creating no matter what. It's just that most of us, for our whole lives, we have been doing it unconsciously, and then we've been getting mixed bags. Like, we just get, sometimes we get what we want, but most of the times we're getting what we don't want. So when you apply the knowledge and then you start changing your belief systems, you realize that now you are getting more of what you want. And then you're like, whoa, I can actually get more of what I want by focusing on what I want. And you know, now it's practice from here on there. Now you're creating. You know, you're a scientist. You're an alchemist. Yeah, you might fail sometimes, but every time you fail, that brings you closer to what you want. So in fact, everything that's happening in life is happening for you. It's not happening to you. Like, life doesn't suck. Life is not suffering. Suffering is a choice. You can choose to suffer, or you can choose to see it for what it is. It's an experience to get you closer to what you want. It is an experience to show you more of yourself, to get to know yourself. And that's life. And life is beautiful. Life is absolutely beautiful. And, you know, we are here to constantly remind each other of that. So I do my best to remind you with my videos, and my words, and my Instagram, and my pictures. You know, I use those things to kind of remind you guys, to prime your subconscious mind, to choose what you want to focus on. So, you know, let's help each other out. Let's go out in our communities. Let's live our life. Let's live this lifestyle of love, connection, and peace. Let's live it. Let's not be ashamed of it. Let's share our passion for it. And, you know, let's let others see it. And also, you know, let's put our energy out there. We're energy beings, you know, and we are connected to everyone. So everything that you do to yourself to improve yourself, trust me, you are automatically improving the life of those around you. Just with your energy, just with your vibration. You walk next to them, they feel your vibration. They take a little piece of you with them. They're like, And that's what we're gonna do. You can see it changing. You can see it happening in the world now. Many people are waking up, and it's because there are those of us out there putting in the work, doing the research, and putting out that energy. And then that vibration is addicting. You know, smiling at people, that's addicting. Start laughing and dancing, being yourself, being silly, being completely weird. That's a beautiful thing, because when you do things like that, like you hugging a tree in public, or you just have a big old bowl of fruit and you're just eating it in the middle of the city, do something like that, people will take notice, and that will go into the subconscious mind, and they start seeing more of that, and then it becomes more normal to them, because what we're doing here is completely abnormal. It is weird. It is extreme, as some would call it, but I can't think of a better way to live. It's amazing. So, you know, if you like this video, hit the like button. You know, it's already at 22 minutes. I was planning to make this video sometimes like 7 or 8 minutes long, but, you know, there's just so much to say. There's just so much to say. And as I stand here, it just comes and comes and comes, and sometimes I don't want to turn it off, so... But I love you guys. I really do. I appreciate all of you guys that watch my videos, for real. Like, you don't understand how much your support means to me, how much your love means to me, how much your comments mean to me. Like, I love you. I love